Hey, do you know how to cook a pot roast? If you don't, that's okay. Not everybody knows how to do everything, so we're gonna go through it together. And this is not me saying that this is the only way or even the right way to cook a pot roast. This chuck roast is just over 3 pounds. Last night I opened it up, I patted it dry, and then on both sides, I gave it a very generous covering of coarse kosher salt and black pepper. And then I put it back in the fridge uncovered and let it set till today. I'm using my 7-quart enameled Dutch oven for this. We're gonna cut our heat to medium high. We're gonna put a little bit of oil in the bottom of this pan, just enough to coat the bottom of the pan. It's not gonna take much. This is about a 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. I've seasoned it with more salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder. While this pot heats up, I'm gonna go cover this chuck roast in this flour. Our oil's starting to shimmer, so we're good and hot. I'm gonna cut my heat down to medium. Push it all the way in. You want really good contact on the bottom of the pan. Cut on your fan. We're gonna let this cook for about 4 or 5 minutes on each side. We want a really nice brown crust. Now, before we even started cooking, I cut my vegetables up. I've got 1 large onion, and you can see I just kind of like rough chopped it, right? I've got 3 large carrots that I peeled, and I cut them up about like this. 3 ribs of celery, I cut them up about that size. I'm leaving mine big and chunky because I'm good with it. If you wanted to use baby carrots or you wanted to cut them up in little coins, that's totally cool. Just don't put them in at the step that we're gonna put ours in at. You'd wanna wait until your roast has been in the oven for about an hour and then add those in, because they're gonna cook a lot quicker because they're smaller. If you wanted to add potatoes to this, you totally could, but I'm probably gonna serve mine over mashed potatoes. All right, let's flip it over. All right, we're gonna pull it out, put it on a plate. Now, if you've never done this before, you're gonna be looking at the bottom of your pan and thinking, oh my God, I f***ed it all up. Promise you didn't. That's good flavor in there. I'm gonna cut my heat to medium low, and all the vegetables are going in. Still gonna throw in a couple of butter pats. As these vegetables cook, they're gonna start pulling up all those little bits on the bottom of your pan. I'm gonna hit them with a little bit of salt and pepper, and we're gonna let them cook for maybe 5 minutes, just so the onions start softening up. This is 10 cloves of garlic, just rough chopped. I've got a 4.5 ounce tube of tomato paste here. The whole thing's going in. So we're gonna fry this down for about another 5 minutes. We want that tomato paste to caramelize, and it's gonna start to turn this really rich, dark color. So here's what we're looking like. Now we're gonna add in a cup of red wine. I'm using Cabernet. And as always, if you're sober, everyone here is incredibly proud of you. Don't worry about the wine, just use stock instead. Now this wine's gonna get up that last little bit of fond on the bottom of your pan. I got my heat all the way down on low at this point, and this is gonna thicken right up. Take a look at that. Look how rich that is. I don't think we necessarily need it, but I'm gonna throw in a little spoonful of Better Than Bouillon. I'm also gonna hit it with a few dashes of Worcestershire. And I know there's garlic in here, but you know I'm gonna throw just a shade more garlic powder on top. A little more black pepper. I'm gonna hit it with 3 cups of beef stock. All right, when this comes to a simmer, I'm gonna put my roast back in here. Okay, our roast is going back in. Now he doesn't have to be totally submerged in the gravy, but I wanna make sure he's on his way there. I'm gonna drop in a sprig of fresh thyme, no rosemary because CJ doesn't like rosemary, and a couple of bay leaves. Ooh, this is so pretty, y'all. I'm putting some tinfoil over mine. And that's because I've discovered that my Dutch oven is leaky, meaning it lets a lot of steam escape through the lid, and I lose a lot of liquid that way. I'll put my lid on top of that. My oven is preheated to 275 degrees. I'm gonna go about an hour per pound of meat. So this was just over 3 pounds of chuck roast, so I'm gonna go at least 3.5 hours, maybe 4. Take that thyme and that bay leaf out. This smells incredible, y'all, but we need to thicken up our gravy. See how thin it is? Let me show you how we're gonna do that. I've got 1 tablespoon of room temperature butter here. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour to this and mush it together until it forms a paste. You want all the flour to be coated with the butter and be smooth. There we go. This is going in. We're gonna cut the heat on low. We wanna bring this up to a simmer. And while that's doing its thing, we're gonna kind of sort out our pot roast over here. So if there's any like hunks of fat that you obviously don't want, just set those to the side. I went ahead and shredded it up, and I just used this spoon. It just fell apart. This gravy is simmering and it's thickening up really nice. Y'all, that roast just melts away. That gravy is so good. This is absolutely incredible. You just made pot roast, sis. I usually say come fix you a plate, but I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna tell you go make your own because you can do it.